everyone, it's your girl Brainy Shanae, and today I have some book mail that I want to share with you all, so let's go ahead and get started. So for this first package, this is something that I had ordered. I had wanted to get these books for a while now, and I felt like I needed to have the physical copies. So let me just go ahead and open this first box, and this is going to be from Amazon. Okay, this first book that I want to mention, I had read this earlier this year, I think either in January or February, and I am reading this series, which I'm excited for the next book, which I think comes out in June, I think. So that is Shattered Midnight, a Mirror novel, and this is by Danielle Clayton. I will leave my wrap-up up above where I give you more information about this book and what it's about, but this is following the Broken Mirror series. So this is the first book. They had did a cover change, as you can see, but this is the first book, which is The Mirror Broken Wish, and this is by Julie C. Dow. So I really loved both of these books. We're following a generation, two families, and this is the first generation, and then generations later we meet more of the family. So I love this book. If you haven't picked it up, I suggest you do so. And then also in the end pages, it gives you more information about each family, like a family tree. And then also, if you take the dust jacket off, it's just gray with purple, purple spine. And then let me go ahead and read the synopsis for this book, just in case I give you, just in case you haven't heard about this, and I give you a little bit of idea what it's about. So it says, New Orleans, Louisiana, 1928. Zora Brizard arrived in New Orleans with not much more than a bag of clothes, a beautiful voice, and a pair of enchanted red shoes. Running from a tragic accident caused by her magic, Zora wants nothing more than to blend in and to avoid her overbearing aunt and mean-spirited cousins. Music becomes Zora's only means of escape. Still, she wonders if she should give it all up to remove the powers that make her a target, especially as a Black woman in the South. When Zora gets the chance to perform in a prominent jazz club, she meets a sweet white pianist named Philip with magic of his own, including a strange mirror that foretells their future together. Falling into a forbidden love, Zora and Philip must keep their relationship a secret. The two soon discover the complicated connection between their respective families, a connection that could lead to catastrophe for them both. In the era of segregation and speakeasies, Zora must change her destiny and fight for the one she loves, or risk losing everything. Shattered Midnight marks the second novel in the innovative 4-book fairy tale series written by Julie C. Dow, Danielle Clayton, J.C. Frasantes, and L.L. McKinney. So we have 2 more books, and like I said, the third book I believe comes out in June, which is this right here. I'll leave that there so you can have to check that out. But yes, I love this, and I definitely need a physical copy. So definitely read this series. It's really good. And I just love all the vibes and the fairy tales and how the families are, they're connected generations apart. So love this and how to get my physical copy. And the next book, there's, I believe they're doing a series of classics, but they're remixed. And so I read a book by Bethany C. Morrow, So Many Beginnings. So that's one of the remixes, and that is a Little Women's remix. And so this is the other book in the remix, and this is a Clash of Steel. This is a Treasure Island remix. And then the third book that just came out, which I'll leave right here, that is the third book, which is a remix. It's a Robin Hood remix. So I definitely cannot wait to read that next. But yes, this is a Clash of Steel, a Treasure Island remix. And this is set in 1826. So I definitely wanted to get this physical copy. I've been wanting to read it. I do want to read all the remix books that are, they're redoing pretty much all the classics. And there's the sword. But yeah, I had to get this copy as well. Let me know down in the comments if you have started the remix series or if you read any of the books. But I did love So Many Beginnings by Bethany C. Morrow. I really enjoyed that book, so I definitely want to read this possibly next month. So yeah, we have this right here. Now this next package, it says it's from Virginia. I don't know what's inside of this, so I'm gonna go ahead and open it and see. Oh, okay. So I had signed up to get these books, and I definitely cannot wait to read both of them. So the first book is Traitor. This is by Amanda McCrinna. This is the first book, and this is set in 1944. Of course, this is historical fiction, and this is located in Poland. And it says, betrayal is a matter of life or death. So it says, after the Soviet liberation of Lo, hopefully I'm pronouncing it right, if not, I do apologize, from Germany, the city remains a battleground between resistant fighters and insurgent armies, its loyalty torn between Poland and Ukraine. 17-year-old Tolia, or Korolenko, is half Ukrainian, half Polish, and he joined the Red Army to keep himself alive and fed. When he not quite accidentally shoots his unit's political officer in the street, he's rescued by a squad of Ukrainian freedom fighters. They might have saved him, but Tolia doesn't trust them. He especially doesn't trust Solove, the squad's war-scared or scarred young leader who has his own secrets. Then a betrayal sends them both on the run. And in a city where loyalty comes second to self-preservation, a traitor can be an enemy or a savior or sometimes both. This captivating novel of World War II is a tightly woven thriller that explores cultural conflict, deep-seated prejudice, and the terror of living in a world where deception is a means of survival. So yeah, I had gotten this, so definitely cannot wait to read this. I love historical fiction, and this definitely sounds something that I would read, so cannot wait to read this. And then the next book is also by Amanda McCrenna. This is her another book, and it says Her Enemy is Her Only Hope, and this is The Silent Unseen, which I believe this is another historical fiction. And for the synopsis, it says Poland, July 1944. So we have Poland, where we're in 1944. Now I guess we're still in Poland. So Poland, 1944, and then Poland, July of 1944. So it doesn't give specifics on the months for this book, but it does for this book particularly. And so it says Poland, July 1944, 16-year-old Maria is making her way home after years of forced labor in Nazi Germany, only to find her village destroyed and her parents killed in a war between the Polish resistance and Ukrainian nationalists. To Maria's shock, the local resistance unit is commanded by her older brother, Tomek, who she thought was dead. He is now a silent unseen, a special operations agent with an audacious plan to resist a new and even more dangerous enemy sweeping in from the east. When Tomek disappears, Maria is determined to find him, but the only person who might be able to help is a young Ukrainian prisoner and the last person Maria trusts, even as she feels a growing connection to him that she can't escape. So yes, so this is following this book right here, Traitor. So definitely cannot wait to read these. These both sound excellent. Like I said, I love historical fiction. I'm all for it. So definitely cannot wait to read both of these books right here. And then the next package I have, this is from, it says Liberty Express, Book Depository. So here we go, Book Depository, which I had ordered this book for a reason. So let me go ahead and open this. And that is Bridgerton. This is The Viscount Who Loved Me. This is the UK edition. I know that Julia had said on her IG that the US editions were going to be later released due to like the press and stuff happening and all the issues they're having with the press in the US. So I went ahead and got this book because what I'll be doing is compare and contrast between the book and the TV series. I did that for the first book, which is right here, where we talk, we're pretty much introduced to Simon and Daphne. So definitely cannot wait to read this. I love the cover. I have the tie-in of the first book, so I wanted to get the tie-in for the second book, and I will continue on doing that for the rest of the remainder of the books. But yes, and then on the back, it says, Anthony Bridgerton, London's most elusive bachelor, has shown no indication that he plans to marry. And in all truth, why should he? When it comes to playing the consummate rake, nobody does it better. Lady Whistledown's Society Papers, April 1814. This time, the gossip columnists have it wrong. Anthony Bridgerton hasn't just decided to marry, he's even chosen a wife. The only obstacle is his intended's older sister, Kate Sheffield, the most meddlesome woman ever to grace a London ballroom. The spirited schemer is driving Anthony mad with her determination to stop the betrothal. But when he closes his eyes at night, Kate's the woman haunting his dreams. Kate is quite sure that, contrary to popular belief, reformed rakes do not make the best husbands, and Anthony Bridgerton is the most wicked rogue of all. Kate's determined to protect her sister, But when Anthony's lips touch hers, she's worried she might not be able to resist the reprehensible rake herself. And it says, this is the story of Kate and Anthony from Julia Quinn's best-selling and beloved Bridgerton novels, now a series created by Shondaland for Netflix. A veritable treat, and that was said by Daily Mail. So yes, I cannot wait to read this. I'll be reading this possibly next month. So yeah, definitely hit that notification bell because you'll get more updates on when I will be sharing that video to the world. So yeah, I had gotten this from Book Depository. This next package, I believe, is from, I am not sure. It says it's from New York. So let's go ahead and open it and see what's inside. Let's see. Okay. So I had gotten an ARC for this, but I also have the physical copy, or the actual copy of the book, the finished copy, I should say. And that is Hunters of the Lost City. This is by Kaylee Wallace. And on the back it says, A Sorcerer's War, A Web of Lies, A Dangerous Secret. And then of course I also have this pamphlet right here that gives more information about the book itself. And it says, activities inspired by the book by Kaylee Wallace. So these are little activities that I can do. And it goes into more detail of like a quiz. What kind of apprentice are you? It'll give you more information like if you are a baker, a healer, a hunter, a crafter. And if your answers are tied, you get to choose which apprenticeship you want to do. But choose wisely, it says. And it says Octavia's berry scones. So I have a recipe right here. And then I have the breakdown of the book where it says, packed with shocking twists, frightening monsters, and dark magic, Hunters of the Lost City is a page-turning fantasy adventure for middle-grade fans of Holly Black and Tamara Pierce. And for this book, it says, 12-year-old Octavia grew up believing the town of Victoria was the only one left in the world, the sole survivors of a deadly magical war and plague. The people of Victoria know there's no one alive outside the town walls, except the terrible monsters that prowl the forest. But then the impossible happens. Octavia meets another girl beyond the walls, someone who isn't Victorian. Everything she's ever believed is thrown into question, and there's no going back. In her quest for the truth, Octavia discovers a world full of lies, monsters, and magic. She'll have to use every scrap of her skill, wits, and courage to uncover what's real about Victoria and the rest of the world. So yes, I look forward to reading this. Like I said, I have the ARC right here behind me, but now I have the finished copy. And this is what the end pages look like. And this is what the book look like right here on the spine. So yeah, I definitely cannot wait to read this. I believe this book comes out next month in April. So definitely keep your eyes open for this book. And I definitely will be reading this. I cannot wait. It sounds amazing. And I just love the cover overall. So that's my other book that I received in the mail. Now I'm down to the final package that I received, and this is going to be from Macmillan. So let me go ahead and open this one next. Okay. So this is an ARC, and this is by Kristen Terrell, and it's going to be coming out in August. And this is The Stars Between Us. It says an unforgiving planet, an unforgettable love. Okay, so this is like a romance. Okay. All right, and then I also got this right here, which goes more in depth of the book. So it says, dystopian planets, space travel, romance among the stars. So it says, hello, when's the last time you read a book that felt more like watching a movie on the page? For me, that was Kristen Terrell's latest novel, The Stars Between Us, which is on sale August the 2nd of this year. It says, right away, I was drawn into the atmosphere of two opposing societies, one crumbling and one thriving, packed with glitzy society parties, interstellar travel, and an explosive mystery. This Dickensian space opera is perfect for fans of Doctor Who, Illuminae, and The Thousandth Floor. It says, Vika Hale grew up with an anonymous benefactor who ensured that she received the best education available. Now Vika dreams of a life bigger than that of a poor barmaid on a struggling planet. After learning that her billionaire benefactor has died and included her in his will, Vika is invited to live on a glamorous neighboring planet. The only blight on her new life is Sky Foster, her new guardian's mysterious assistant. When a series of explosions proves that someone is targeting the will's heirs, Sky is the only one who can help her discover the bomber's identity before she becomes their next victim. And then it says, I fell in love with the dangerous world of stars between us, its headstrong heroine Vika, and the mysterious Sky, and I hope that you will too. So yeah, this sounds really good. Of course, this is sci-fi because we're in space, but it sounds really good. And it says it's a YA novel set in a glittering new world about a girl who discovers that behind the glamour and romance of high society, the world is teeming with conspiracy, secrets, and murder. So this sounds really good. And it's like a mystery, which I love this so much. Oh my God, yes. Oh, I cannot wait to read this. Thank you so much, Macmillan, for this book. And like I said, this comes out in August. So definitely cannot wait to read this. So there, this is the last book that I received in the mail. So these are all the books that I received in the mail. I'm so excited to read all of these, especially the historical fiction, A Clash of Steel, the Bridgerton, and pretty much all of these books sound very interesting and I cannot wait to read them. And you might even see some of them on my TBR for next month for April. But that is it. That is all the book mail that I have received. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you so much for watching, you guys, and please stay healthy and stay safe. See ya!